Welcome back, guys, and welcome to a new episode of this GGBO 2023. Today I have a fingerboard to attach, and I hope even the frets. As always, my name is Lars, and this is the building of Ulfr 7-string. I have the central part blank done. I spent much of this morning making this thing flat, the two-side flat, preparing for the wings for probably next episode, and also I made this thing completely flat, perpendicular, everything. This is ready to be used, and I know that you probably cannot see it from there, but I also have the center line here and the nut position, so that is good, and this will be used later. Also, I already measure where I want the truss rod. Here I put them in black because I will free router this in, because I don't have the jig for router this perfectly straight, for router this perfectly with what it was there. I honestly saw that even if I free route this, if I'm careful, I can do this pretty much good. Now I need to set up this, and I know a trick to set the router with like perfect work. I already put this with the router bit flat with the rest using the table, and now I will grab the truss rod. I will put that here, and then we'll put the stop exactly there. So now this is exactly how deep I need to go. And before going to lunch, I want to glue this thing on. My plan, by the way, is to router the two channel right now. Then I will roughly cut this, giving myself a couple of millimeters of room, and then I will glue this here, and later this afternoon I hope I will actually router the outline of the neck, and that should end up to be very, very good. Now let's go and let's make this. Now, don't get me wrong. I know that what I did is technically not the perfect way. Okay? Not the perfect way of doing this job. But in reality, look at this. This is almost perfect. It's very good, and at the end of the day, this will live under the fretboard. So nobody will see this. And now it's the time to work on the fretboard. Because for this, I need to just, for now, take this want to avoid as much as possible to waste material. Now I will place this at almost the end, and I will use just one side as a kind of a guideline. I want to leave like 1 millimeter, maybe even a little more. Let's do 2, just to be extra safe. And what I want to have is the position of my center line and the end of the fretboard already. Now I'm going to mark everything, and I will give myself already the center line so I can line up this with everything else. Now we'll cut this, the remaining three sides, and I will glue this already. I will glue this already. Okay, now that I have this ready, I will glue it. Okay, it's been a couple of hours and this thing is dried enough at least. And what I want to do now is route the edge, the outline of the neck. I already set this to the right depth. So right now we'll just start and do this thing. I masking tape and super glue this thing so it shouldn't move. And I'm really scared, but I will start. I have here the central part, the edge of the center part. The edge of the center part? Well, I have the center part round out, and this looks beautiful. This looks beautiful, and it was a lot faster than doing it by hand. But right now I need to do one thing by hand. A couple of things actually. One is to reduce the thickness of this part. I need to take away something like 5 millimeter and make this thing 1.7 centimeter thick, and that will be the final thickness. I also need to take away 3 millimeter away from the fingerboard, because this is a good centimeter thick. I need and I want no more than 6 millimeter. Then tomorrow I will round this so that I can put the frets on. And the last thing that I need to do is taking away the material here from the stock. I will make this 1.3 millimeter thick, and yeah, after I will done this, I should have a central part basically done. What I'm doing here is a fast way to remove material with just basic tool. What I'm doing is using the Shinto saw rasp to taking away the material to the line, starting from the side, and I angle the Shinto saw rasp so it's going through the center, and I'm doing this from both sides, and so I'm creating this sort of pyramid shape. Then I using my port settable plane, and I remove that central part, that pyramid, and then I just go back and forth between the Shinto saw rasp to removing the material and the plane to finesse everything. A good thing of using the plane here is that it removes the mark of the Shinto saw rasp, so you can always see if the central part is actually to depth, because if it's not, you will see too little bend on the side that are unfinished. I go back and forth between the plane and the Shinto Sora for the top, for the fingerboard, and then I did the same for the neck. And as you can see, I'm using the plane perpendicular to the fiber, so I'm actually removing a lot of material. I'm doing this because at the end of the day, both the neck and the fingerboard will be sand for the radius, so every little imperfection, every little dip will be removed at the end, so I'm not too worried about that. The third thing that I did was removing the material here from the S-stock, so now I have a final blank even for the S-stock, and with this I now have basically the central part, the blank of the central part, ready for the next step, which will be radiusing this thing. Now here I'm not going for a very curved fingerboard. I think 20 at the nut and 22 at the end. The goal here is to remove material at least at 5 mm, at least, and then I will see if I want to remove it until 4. It took me a couple of hours, but I have everything that I need now. I drew and already passed with the knife the mark for the frets are all here. They look fantastic, and I also drew the 12 fret engraving, and I mark the position for my for the side dot and the dot that will go here. So now it's just a case to take my saw, where I already put the masking tape for the 2 mm cutting, and I will start doing all of this. I want to work on my side dots, my dot and the side dot, and for this, just for a change, I will use brass. I have 2 mm brass for the side dot, and I have a 5 mm rod for the central part. And here we are with the final product. I like this fingerboard and the way it came out. I think that the engraving here came out really well, and even the brass inlay, yes, well, the brass inlay came out really good. I do like it. I found that they will end up to be not very visible on this light color fretboard, but I don't think that will be a problem. They are plenty visible. I'm not super happy with the side dot, mostly because a couple of them didn't came out aligned with the rest. It's a shame, but it's actually not very big of a problem. It's just a problem in my mind. But overall, this came out really good. And in the next video, I'm going to put the frets on this, and we are going to work on the wings first, because I want to have the two part of the wings and having them prepared for gluing before doing the fretwork. So, as always, I would like to thank you, my coffee supporter, the subscriber, and everyone who wants to comment and engage. It's always a pleasure. And I will see you in 2 weeks for the next episode. And until then, bye.